GCSE revision video, and in this video we're going to be looking at defining the tangent over the full 360 degrees. Now in the last video we extended our definition of sine and cosine from the simple SOHCAHTOA definition, which worked between 0 and 90 degrees, into a unit circle that can work over the full 360 degrees. So the question is, can we do the same thing with the tangent? So the first thing we can try and do is express the tangent in terms of sine and cosine. Well, the tangent is equal to the opposite over the adjacent, but we know that the opposite is equal to the hypotenuse times the sine of the angle, and the adjacent is equal to the hypotenuse times the cosine of the angle. So the tangent is equal to the hypotenuse times the sine of the angle divided by the hypotenuse times the cosine of the angle. By cancelling the hypotenuse from the top and bottom, we can say that the tangent is equal to the sine of the angle divided by the cosine of the angle. So we can think of the tangent of the angle as the gradient of the radius of the unit circle, because the gradient is the rise divided by the run, and the rise is just the sine of the angle, and the run is the cosine of the angle. The rise is how far up the y-axis we go, which we already know is the sine of the angle, and the run is how far along the x-axis we go, which we know is the cosine. So if we take the radius of our unit circle and calculate the gradient of that radius, then that will give us the tangent. Okay, well, so much for the theory. Let's have a go at putting that into practice. We're told, without using a calculator, give the exact value of the tangent of 120 degrees. Okay, so we can start off by saying the tangent of 120 degrees is equal to the sine of 120 degrees divided by the cosine of 120 degrees. Excellent. Now all we have to do is figure out what the sine and cosine of 120 degrees is. Okay, well, if we think in terms of our unit circle, I'm not going to draw a whole unit circle, but I'm going to draw an angle, which I'm going to say is 120 degrees. I can think of this as 180 degrees minus 60 degrees. And I know that the sine of 180 degrees minus 60 degrees is the same as the sine of 60 degrees. And I happen to know that the sine of 60 degrees is root 3 over 2 from our unit circle. And I also know that the cosine of 180 degrees minus 60 degrees is equal to the negative cosine of 60 degrees. And I also know that that will be minus 1/2, because the cosine of 60 degrees is 1/2. So the tangent of 120 degrees, that's degrees not squared, is equal to root 3 over 2 divided by negative 1/2. So that's equal to root 3 over 2 times negative 2. Because to divide fractions we just invert and multiply. And so the 2's can cancel out, so that's root 3 times negative 1. So that's equal to negative root 3. So the tangent of 120 degrees is negative root 3. Okay, let's try one more example. We're told, without using a calculator, find the tangent of 315 degrees. Okay, so this time we've got our... I'm actually going to draw my x and y axes. And 315 degrees is the same thing as 360 degrees minus 45 degrees. So we know that the tangent of 315 degrees is equal to the sine of 315 degrees divided by the cosine of 315 degrees. Now that's the same as... Okay, let's just quickly go through this. So the sine of 315 degrees is equal to minus the sine of 45 degrees. And the cosine of 315 degrees is just equal to the cosine of 45 degrees. Now the sine of 45 degrees is root 2 over 2. So this is... And also the cosine of 45 degrees is the same as the sine of 45 degrees, which is root 2 over 2. So this is going to... So the tangent of 315 degrees is equal to minus root 2 over 2 divided by root 2 over 2. Well, anything divided by itself is 1. So this is going to be equal to negative 1. So the tangent of 315 degrees is just negative 1. Okay, I hope you found that video helpful. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you're taking your exams this year, I'd like to wish you all the best with your revision and all the best with your exams. And I look forward to seeing you in another video.